There's a lot on there, but I think they're just recording. All right, we're joined by North Carolina head coach Courtney Banghart, and along with student athletes Deja Kelly and Alyssa Ustby. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a mic over to you, and please introduce yourself with the media outlet you're representing. We also have a Zoom available. If you have questions via Zoom, please use the raised hand function. Coach, would you like to start with an opening statement?
Sure. Thanks to Greensboro. They run a first-class event all the time. We feel like we're welcomed. We feel like they're excited that we're here, and can't help but say that they invested in women's basketball when a lot of people weren't. So, hats off to Greensboro for all you've done for us. Wish it could stay a little bit longer. Shout out to Miami. We know they're a great team in March. They played with a lot of urgency. They were able to really hurt us on the glass. I thought we did a good job with their initial attack, but couldn't get their second attack. And then, couldn't make enough plays offensively, couldn't make enough shots, couldn't make our teammates better when we didn't make our shots. So that's tough to overcome in March. So hats off to Miami. Wish them luck as they keep moving.
Questions? We'll go right here to RL.
At the second to last play, did you try to set a screen for Lexi and the shot wasn't there, so she made the pass inside?
You'll have to ask her.
Yeah, but what was the play? What was the play set up for?
It has all of our sets have multiple reads. We trust our guys with the ball in their hands, so she has to make a quick decision. Deja had the ball and a quick decision on where the ball needs to go. Lexi was open, and then then the next guy got to make a good decision, right? So. Her decision was to throw it in the post. It looked like I haven't asked her, but that wasn't a play that I would say would be in the category of a good decision based on the outcome.
Go back here to Jordan.
Courtney, Jordan Kramer, CBS 17. Kind of watching tonight's game, it felt eerily similar to the game in Carmichael, where you got a big first half lead, and then Miami was able to stage a comeback. What was different in the second half today that allowed them to complete that comeback?
It didn't feel the same to me at all. I thought the first game we really kind of throttled them most of the game, and then they had just kind of made late threes that were contested and whatnot. This game it was much more of a fight, right? We had a bit of a lead, but these are in March. They're good teams. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you've watched the other games that have gone on. Like there's no like, oh good, we're up 10, game over. It just doesn't exist in March. So this felt more like a heavyweight fight, right? And quite honestly, their team made more plays than we did, and so we're the team going home.
Right here in front row.
Hey, Coach. Thomas Hicks, sports extra at UNC. I was curious, Anya Poole seemed to have a pretty solid first half, but then you went with Zalea in the second half more. Were you just trying to stretch the floor more, get some space, and get three-point shooting, or what were your thoughts there?
Yeah, trying to get a little bit more spacing so Alyssa could have a little bit more space to work inside. We liked that matchup. So we've got a lot of posts, don't have quite as many guards right now, so we have to mix and match and play accordingly.
Pat?
Pat Welter, WRAL. For Courtney and Deja, Deja's been one of the best in the country getting to the free throw line, and just one free throw tonight.
Yeah.
What do you think that was a product of, if you guys could both answer?
Well, Deja, be good. I'm not taking another fine.
I won't either.
I'm not trying to bait you into taking a fine.
Good, because I can't be baited.
So they were, Kate Meyer talked about it as well, like that was part of their strategy to keep her off the free throw line. So was there something that you saw on how she was defended that led to that?
No, I think Deja's got the best handle in college basketball, right? It's really hard to take it from her. So what happens is she's really good at attacking hips. She's really good at if you squeeze, because she can get into her pull-up, you have to close the space, which gives her the advantage to attack hips. So I don't think Deja played any differently on her point of attack. And I think probably I should leave it there.
Deja, do you want to comment?
Yeah, I don't think it was anything different. I thought that I just through whatever contact I just had to finish when I did get to the basket. Yeah, as far as that goes, yeah.
Right here, Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitch Northam, WUNC. For Alyssa or Deja or both, in the fourth quarter, I think there was a stretch of almost like 6 minutes where you guys couldn't get a field goal 0 for 9. They went on an 11-1 run. What didn't work during that stretch? What wasn't working?
I don't think it was necessarily that something wasn't working. I felt like we had really good shots and we had the right people taking the right looks, and sometimes the ball just doesn't go in.
Deja, do you want to comment on that too?
I agree.
All right, right here.
Jaden Watson-Fisher, News and Observer. For either player, how important is it to let this loss sting, knowing that you still should have an NCAA tournament berth?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. I feel like there's been a number of games like this that we've been in this year, and you know, the only thing we can really do is learn from it. But you know, we just have to get out of kind of that same cycle. I feel like once again in this game, kind of everything that could have gone our way in those last 30 seconds did for us to and we just couldn't capitalize. But obviously that it doesn't just matter in those 30 seconds, it matters for the duration of the game. And yeah, I think, you know, it's gonna sting, it's gonna, but again, you've kind of seen these types of games all year. So we just kind of going into March Madness, you know, with hopes of making it, and we will, but we just have to learn how to break that cycle.
Right in the middle.
Very similar for Alyssa. You've played your heart out, and many times being undersized, going into the NCAAs. What can you learn from this? And I know you're still processing, but playing against those taller post players.
I think something that I can take away is just reminding myself that in order to be efficient, to get wins, to win the 50-50 balls, as detailed as that is, it takes, not only does it take talent, but it takes a lot of effort. And so just trusting that my combination of those two things, and obviously rewatching the game, looking at film, and seeing in what specific areas that I can improve in, just remembering to carry that mindset over, because there's still some good things that came out of this game, and reminding ourselves of those, and then as well as picking apart the things we can do better is going to be really important.
Individual.
Yeah, Courtney, you weren't in a situation today where you were like a bubble team. I mean, you guys are going, you played a great schedule. But what does like the next, I guess, 10 days look like where you don't know your next opponent, but you know you have a game in front of you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you know, it's been well told that we've got a few guys that can go, right? So part of it is how rested can I get these guys in body, mind, and spirit, because they've been going for a while. That's part of the challenge, right? And that's the second part of that is we know whoever we play is going to be good, and we have to play to our strengths, right? That's just a non-negotiable, and we have to be able to move through and beyond our weaknesses, right? Like you're not gonna over the course of a week change your identity. We shouldn't, right? That's why you've been invited to the tournament, and so we just have to make sure that we go into it individually. I'll like to have some time with them individually in the gym, so that Deja, Alyssa, Lexi go right down the line, that they are at their individual best, and then really locked into where are we when we are at our best? What are we doing? And find a way to that. Hope that answers your question.
Front row here.
For Deja, you clearly have a great scoring ability. It didn't fall the whole time tonight. You started out with a couple of really big, really great shots. Were you, the team's going to look for you to score in the NCAAs. Are you pretty happy with your shot selection tonight, or was it just like one of those tough games? It wasn't falling for anybody on both teams. It's just one of those tough games. Did you see anything tonight? You're like, man, I'd like to do this better next time.
No, I mean, overall, I liked my shots. I think there was about 2 or 3 layups that I should have made, but other than that, you know, I had my pull up. Obviously, I'm gonna have a defender right on me, and none of my shots are gonna be wide open. But overall, I like the shots I got. You know, it was, I guess you can say, one of those days. But I think the easy ones, those are the ones where I know I should have made, especially at the rim. So
We'll go. Question right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Emma Moon with the Daily Tar Heel. For Alyssa, in the last press conference, Miami admitted that their plan was to kind of contain Deja in whatever capacity. And how did you and the other 3 on the court kind of work to overcome those challenges or navigate that?
Yeah, just our general job as teammates is to make each other better and to get each other open shots, because just one-on-one basketball and for any team is really tough to sustain and to play. So that just is a part of sticking to our offensive game plan, moving the ball well, cutting hard, just all those little details that add up to getting each other and Deja open shots.
We'll go last question here.
Yeah, you guys went from 50% shooting in the first half to 23 in the second. Was that just shots not falling or something that Miami did differently, all 3 of you?
Well, Katie said that we should check the basket because they struggled in the first half on that basket, right? So outside of that, the layups and the missed threes and things, man, but they were good shots. I mean, Lexi took a wide open three, missed it, and then we give up an and one on the other end for a 6-point swing, right? And they all are guilty of that, right? Not making shots they need to make. And that's what it comes down to in March, guys. You have to make plays, within your skill set, right? And so I thought the game was pretty consistently played, pretty consistently called throughout, good or bad, right? Not a ton of major adjustments because it was kind of that rock fight. That's what I would say, but these guys were in the game. They probably have more to say.
Alyssa, you want to comment? No. Deja, would you want to comment? No? All right. Thank you all very much.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.